get the latest on Harper. Any other news about Harper you want to say?
Um, I just wish him well.
Mhm.
I know we were talking about this article here.
Yeah,
This Al Gerhardt issue.
Sunday night, Sooner Tea Party published an article, and they kind of talked about how he collaborated at times with Don Spencer.
Right. Okay. And Don Spencer, of course, being the president of OK2A, or
Right.
the Oklahoma Second Amendment Association,
Mm-hmm.
and there's an interesting relationship between the two of them there.
Sure.
Well, kind of like what's that relationship status for millennials? It's complicated.
Yes, yeah.
So it's funny because
Yeah.
granted, the previous year he literally received the Person of the Year award basically from OK2A.
Really?
Oh, absolutely, for his efforts when we were working to get constitutional carry passed.
Sure.
Walking
Yeah.
the halls of the Capitol, talking to legislators,
Yeah.
being there in the committee meetings, and
Yeah.
he would take time off from work, go there during his lunch break, things of that nature, and very, very diligent. And
Mhm.
then when after this incident happened on the 2nd of November, and the heat got turned up, if you
Yeah.
will, then OK2A through its board of directors released that statement, basically disavowing Mr. Harper, expelling him from the organization, banning him from it.
I don't know that he was ever actually a member of it.
Technically, I'm not privy to
Yeah.
who was paying membership dues
Exactly.
versus who would just show up to meetings.
Yeah, morally he was an ally of the organization.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know.
But here's my thing, and I get it both sides. I talk to a lot of my libertarian friends who are just adamant about what their rights are. It's like, hey, if I'm not victimizing somebody, government's got no business getting in the way of my liberty. And I get that.
Yeah.
But then there's the political reality of changing enough hearts and minds to the understanding of the truth, and they got to put aside their fears. But if you're doing things that are going to just add to their fears, like some of the people in Jason Lowe's district who've been taught,
Right, and
fear guns.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, for one thing, I've heard now after the fact that might have technically not even been Jason Lowe's district.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
but be that as it may,
Nonetheless, there are certain cultures where guns culturally are looked at as associated with crime, and only about crime.
and only about crime, and I don't know how much of that is the outside looking in.
That's a good point.
From within that group.
Yeah.
We're talking about. Let's just be honest. We're talking about a slice of the demographic pie where
Yeah.
gun violence is more prevalent, generally speaking.
Sure. Yeah, because I deal with it. I was a big part of pushing 788 for medical marijuana. I did it on behalf of my father, a veteran,
Yeah.
your comrades and friends who served, who now are dealing with the after effects of war and trauma and the psychiatric impact it has. That this medicine can do wonders for them compared to the benzos that the VA is pumping them full of, right? And so I knew there were a lot of scaring and fear tactics about, oh, it's going to go to hell if we pass this. And the cool thing is, none of that's really happened with medical marijuana.
All right. The sky has not fallen.
Yeah, now I have to say, and I agree with my friend, Representative Scott Fettgatter, it didn't help Scott that just on the north side of his district is a new dispensary called Beeline Buzz. Well, what's medical about Beeline Buzz? See? And so you're trying to get everybody comfortable with this new reality. And they're like shoving it in their face. And to some people, and I would say Don would say this, is Tim just was doing a little too much shoving it in their face.
I'm going to agree that the way Mr. Harper conducted some of his audits was purposefully provocative.
Okay. And so that's the tug of war we're in. So I can see Mr. Spencer's issue, and I also can, see Harper's, position on it. And we just got to agree There is what we have a right to do and what is smart to do, politically smart.
Well, absolutely. It's, you know, just because you can do a thing, should you do it?
Yeah.
And I definitely believe in that. And I don't necessarily agree with what was here in the Tea Party article about, you know, behind the scenes conspiracies that Mr. Harper was out doing these audits at the behest of OK2A, or that they were collaborating on these things. I absolutely believe that Don and other leadership at OK2A requested that he tone down his activity.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, it you know, just the optics of it was not good for the movement at the time and for the effort to get constitutional carry or permitless carry to where it needed to be to eventually be signed by Governor Stitt.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at is like, you know, Don Spencer had a very good year last year. Center Politics awarded him Citizen of the Year because he had a big year. He got a lot done politically, and he's learned some political smarts. And to Don, this was a serious enough issue where he needed to say, hey, I don't answer for what Mr. Harper does or how he does it.
Right.
Okay, good. Okay, so any more comments on that? I'd like to move on to another issue.
Okay. Well, you know, we'll leave it at that, and we won't talk about, you know, any other buses that anyone might have been thrown under.
Okay.
And we'll just keep going.
Yeah, I think this is enough of what we know. Okay,